Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss about the organic chemistry. So I am going to prepare a series of videos. In this I am going to teach you the organic chemistry in the simplest manner. So let's discuss about the organic chemistry. So what is meant by organic chemistry? Coming to the definition part. Definition. So organic chemistry is the study of hydrocarbons and its derivatives. Study of hydrocarbons and its derivatives is known as organic chemistry. So what are hydrocarbons? So hydrocarbons are made up of carbon and hydrogen. So you know hydrogen. So hydrogen, its atomic number is 1 and having of only 1 electron. So electronic configuration is 1s1. Then what about carbon? So carbon is, its atomic number is 6. It belongs to 4th A group element. 4th A group element. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So the outermost shell, so having 4 electrons, so 2s2 and 2p2. So this is the electronic configuration of carbon in the ground state. In the excited state, so 2s electrons jumps from 2s to 2p. Then electronic configuration becomes like this: 2s1, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. That means, so availability of 4 unpaired electrons. So unpaired electrons are available. So these unpaired electrons can be involved in the formation of covalent bonds. So that's why carbon can form 4 covalent bonds maximum. So that's why carbon valency is 4. Carbon having of 3 types of isotopes. So that is C12 isotope, C13 isotope and C14 isotope. So C12 isotope is widely available. Its availability is 98.8%. The C13 isotope availability is only 1.1%. The remaining 0.01% availability is only C14 isotope. So this C14 isotope is having radioactivity. It can be used in the carbon dating. How to prepare an organic compound? To prepare an organic compound, first we have to take the round bottom flask. To this round bottom flask, first you have to take the solvent. Then after taking up the solvent, you can add the reactant first. Then later you can add the reagent, and if there is requirement of catalyst, you can add the catalyst, and you can maintain the temperature by the heating. So then only you will get the product. So that is the required organic compound. So in the reaction, so first reactant can be converted into product in the presence of solvent and reagent, catalyst and temperature. So if you maintain all the requirements, then you will get the organic compound. characteristic properties of carbon. So carbon has certain characteristic properties by that the carbon is forming many organic compounds. So what are they? First one is tetravalency. Tetravalency. Second one, tetrahedral shape. Tetrahedral shape. Third one is multiple bonds. Multiple bonds. Fourth one is catenation property. Catenation capacity. Then fifth one is hybridization. So by these characteristic properties, carbon having many compounds. So let me discuss one by one. The first property of carbon is tetravalency. So carbon can form 4 bonds. So how does it can form 4 bonds is, if you observe the atomic number of carbon, so it is 6. Atomic weight is 12. So it is belongs to 4th A group element. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So outermost shell is having of 4 electrons. In the ground state, so 2s2 electrons and 2p electrons can be existed like this in the ground state. In the excited state, so 2s electron jumps into the 2p orbital, then it can be existed like this. So 2s1, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. So these 4 unpaired electrons can be involved in the covalent bond formation. Covalent bond formation. So that's why carbon shows tetravalency. Tetravalence, that is 4. It can form 4 bonds with the other atoms. Form 4 bonds with the other atoms. Example, CH4. Second one is tetrahedral shape. Tetrahedral shape. So carbon having valency of 4. So it can form 4 covalent bonds with the other atoms. So these 4 atoms or groups can be directed towards the corners of regular tetrahedral structure. So if you take the example of CH4, so the shape of CH4 is arranged like this. So corners of regular tetrahedral can be occupied by the hydrogen atoms. So the shape will be appears like a tetrahedral. The bond angle between the bonds are 109 degrees 28 minutes. Third one is multiple bonds. Multiple bonds. Carbon can form single bonds, double bonds. At the same time, triple bonds can also be formed, and double bonds at both sides can also be formed. So like this, carbon form single bonds and multiple bonds. Multiple bonds means, so more than one bond is present between two atoms. More than one bond is present between two atoms. So that is called multiple bond. If one bond is present between two atoms, this is a single bond. Single bond. If two bonds are present between two carbon atoms, this is called double bond. Double bond. If three bonds are between carbon atoms is called triple bond. Triple bond. So these double and triple bond is called as multiple bonds. Multiple bonds. Fourth one is catenation capacity of carbon atom. So what is mean by catenation is, so catenation is nothing but self-linking property. Self-linking property. So carbon can be self-linked with the other carbon atoms and form a long chain hydrocarbons. So carbon can form bond with the other carbon atoms and give a long chain hydrocarbons, and as well as cyclic hydrocarbons can also be formed by the carbon atom. When you compare with that of other, the catenation capacity can also be had by the silicon and sulfur. So but their catenation capacity is low when you compare with that of carbon. Why? Because the carbon-carbon single bond can be formed by the 2p overlap. So to break this bond we require much energy. That's why this bond will not be broken easily. But if you take the silicon, so the silicon atoms are linked with that of single bond, that is a covalent bond. But so 3p overlap will be involved in this one. So 3p overlap can easily broken. So that's why this bond energy is low when you compare that of bond energy of carbon-carbon single bond. That's why so carbon has more catenation capacity when you compare that of silicon as well as sulfur also. So sulfur also can be linked with that of 3p overlap. So sulfur atoms can be linked with each other with the help of 3p overlap. So this also require less energy to break the bond between two sulfur atoms. Fifth one is hybridization. So hybridization can be defined as intermixing of atomic orbitals to form hybrid orbitals. So hybridization is defined as intermixing of atomic orbitals to form hybrid orbitals. Whenever carbon required to form bonds with four atoms, so it uses sp3 hybridization. So in this, one s orbital and three p orbitals can be mixed and give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. So these 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals can be directed in the shape of tetrahedral. So the other atoms can be linked with these hybrid orbitals. If you take the example as methane, so these hydrogen atoms can be involved in the sigma bond formation with the sp3 hybrid orbitals of carbon atom. So the shape is nothing but a tetrahedral. Whenever carbon wants to form bond with three atoms, it uses sp2 hybridization. So one s orbital and two p orbitals are mixed with each other and give three sp2 hybrid orbitals. These three sp2 hybrid orbitals are arranged in a planar like structure. The bond angle between these two orbitals are 120 degrees. In the case of tetrahedral, 109 degrees 28 minutes. So the carbon is having one more orbital, that is unhybridized pz orbital. So that unhybridized pz orbital will be involved in the formation of pi bond. The shape of this sp2 hybrid carbon is trigonal planar. Next, whenever carbon wants to form bond with two atoms, it uses sp hybridization. In this, one s orbital and one p orbital can be intermixed and gives two sp hybrid orbitals. So these sp hybrid orbitals can be arranged like a planar structure, so linearly arranged. So these sp hybrid orbitals can be involved in the formation of bond with the other atoms. There is presence of two more orbitals, that is p unhybridized py and unhybridized pz orbitals. So these can be involved in the formation of pi bonds. So like that. So sp hybrid carbon atom having one sigma bond and two pi bonds. In the case of sp2 hybridized, so having one sigma bond and one pi bond. So in the case of sp3 hybridization, all four bonds are sigma bonds only. So the bond angle between these sp hybrid orbital are 180 degrees. If you write the same data in table, so we will get a sigma bond and pi bond. So hybridization and structure, bond angle. If carbon wants to form bond with the four atoms, it uses all four sp3 hybrid orbitals. So there is no formation of pi bonds. So it utilizes sp3 hybridization. The structure is tetrahedral. So bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. If carbon wants to form bond with the three atoms, it utilizes sp2 hybridization. In this, one pi bond is present. The shape is trigonal planar. The bond angle is 120 degrees. If carbon form bond with the two atoms, it utilizes sp hybridization. In this, two pi bonds can be involved. So the shape is linear. The bond angle is 180 degrees. So the shapes tetrahedral will be appear like this, trigonal will be appear like this, and linear shape will be appear like this. If single bond is present between carbon atoms, that is called sp3. If double bond is present, that is sp2. If triple bond is present, that is sp. If two double bonds in the same atom, that is also sp hybridization.